Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are diving into something really important, building a comfort kit for one of the most personal and sometimes challenging journeys a new mom goes on, breastfeeding and pumping. We're going to focus on the practical stuff, the things that really truly offer support during those wild and wonderful early days.
You know, this whole journey can be incredibly tough, and I don't think people talk about that part enough. So today, we're skipping the obvious stuff. We're getting right into the comfort items, the things that make a real, honest-to-goodness difference when you're in the thick of it.
So here's our game plan. First, we're just going to get real about what those first few weeks are actually like. Then, we'll build your personal toolkit for soothing and healing. After that, we'll look at some gear for just general comfort, we'll tackle those middle-of-the-night feedings, and we'll wrap up with what is truly the most important takeaway of all.
All right, first up, let's just talk about the beginning. Because before we can even get to the solutions, we have to acknowledge how tough it can be. Just validating that experience, that's the first step to getting through it.
The reality is, that initial period can be physically painful. A lot of the time, it really is. But on top of that, there's this emotional weight, that feeling of guilt if you need a break or if you want to give a bottle. It's a heavy load, and it is completely 100% normal to feel all of that.
But here is a little bit of light at the end of that tunnel. For so many moms, things get a whole lot better right around that 7 to 8 week mark. I promise, it's not forever, even when it really feels like it is. Just holding on to that timeline can be such a lifeline.
Okay, so we know it's tough. What can you actually do about it? Let's start building your personal arsenal for relief. This is the good stuff.
So, you've basically got two different philosophies when it comes to healing. On one side, you have these things called silverettes. They're little silver cups, and you use a bit of your own breast milk inside to promote wet healing. Then on the other side, you've got Medella's soft shells. They're plastic, and they create a little space for airflow, which promotes dry healing. You know what's really amazing? Alternating between them. You kind of get the best of both worlds.
Here's another really powerful strategy: rotation. Instead of just using one thing over and over, try cycling through a few different soothing things. You could use a gentle nipple balm like the one from Earth Mama, then switch to plain old organic coconut oil, and then even just use your own breast milk. When you vary the treatment, your skin doesn't get too used to any one thing, and it can actually help speed up the healing.
And here's why that little rotation trick is a lifesaver for a tired new mom. It's just so convenient. With these products, you don't have to wipe them off before the baby nurses again. It sounds like a small thing, but trust me, when you're completely exhausted, taking away even one tiny step from the process is a huge win.
Sometimes a product's entire purpose can be summed up in just 2 words. For nipple gel pads, these are the 2.
Oh man, these are a total game changer for instant relief. You keep them in the fridge, so they give you this incredible cooling sensation on sore, raw skin. Yeah, they might seem like an extra expense, like a bit of a splurge, but the comfort they provide, it makes them one of the most worthwhile items in your entire kit.
All right, let's move on from direct nipple care and look at the gear that supports your whole body and just makes the logistics of nursing and pumping so much simpler.
That's it. That's the whole description. For any mom who plans to pump even a little bit, finding the right hands-free pumping bra isn't just nice to have, it is a complete and total game changer.
A good pumping bra is designed to hold those flanges securely in place, so you're not hunched over holding them with your hands for 20 minutes. This frees you up to work, or to eat, or just to scroll on your phone. So here's a pro tip. Everybody's different, so order a few different brands. See which one gives you the best fit and suction, and then just return the ones that don't work.
Okay, this next one is so simple, but it is so powerful. The nursing tank top. You wear it under any of your regular shirts, and it lets you just lift your top shirt, unclip the tank, and it keeps your belly covered. This can make you feel so much more comfortable and less exposed, whether you're at home on the couch or out in the world.
Sooner or later, leaks happen, and it's really smart to have a 2-part strategy. Disposable pads are perfect for your diaper bag. They're great for appointments or travel when you just don't want to deal with laundry. But for everyday use at home, reusable pads are softer, they save you money in the long run, and they're better for the environment. Having both just means you're ready for anything.
Never, ever underestimate the power of a simple receiving blanket. Seriously, you will use them for everything. Swaddling, burping, cleaning up spit up, as an impromptu changing pad on the floor. You honestly cannot have too many of these. They are the true Swiss Army knife of the newborn phase.
Now let's talk about how to survive those middle-of-the-night wake-up calls. These next few items are all about making those groggy, disorienting moments a little bit more manageable.
We've all been there, or at least we can imagine it, right? It's the dead of night, the house is totally silent, and then you hear that first cry from the nursery.
You're half asleep, you're stumbling into the baby's room, and you're completely disoriented. The last thing you want to do is blind yourself with your bright phone screen, but you have no idea how long it's been since the last feeding. This is where the simplest solutions are by far the best. First, a basic, old-school clock. It lets you check the time without that harsh blue light from your phone waking you up. And second, a nightlight that can be dimmed way, way down. It gives you just enough light to see what you're doing without fully waking up the baby or yourself.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of different items and gear, but all of it, every single thing, points to one central, absolutely critical idea.
This might be the single most important piece of advice in this entire explainer. In that postpartum period, your comfort is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Your intuition matters so much. So whether it's choosing a tank top or just deciding you need a 5-minute break, you have to lean into what feels right for you.
So as we wrap up, I just want you to remember this. You can't pour from an empty cup. All of these items are just tools to help you take care of yourself so you can better take care of your new baby. So the question to really think about is this. In a time when the baby's needs feel like they take over everything, how are you going to make space to prioritize your own comfort and your own well-being? Take care of yourself out there.